This is Jim Couri. I'm here to talk to you about Medicare fraud. We all know today that the healthcare system in this country is in horrific shape. Nobody seems to know which way it's going to end. Nobody seems to know which way we're going to proceed in order to protect our interests when we get sick and in the hospital. I know personally only too well about hospitals, since I've had tremendous medical issues over the past 4 or 5 years. But Medicare fraud is a very serious matter. I've come to see firsthand certain things that are going on in the New York courts that give me very, very serious concern. The reason I learned about this was approximately a year ago, I was settling out a medical malpractice claim involving my melanoma of some $200,000. At that time, I believed in good faith that I was going to get my $200,000 and that my wife was going to get her share as a plaintiff. I had made a bad mistake. I didn't realize that sitting in the wings was resourceful George Pavia and his gang of 4, Joe Burke, Ken Gomez, and others, ready to clip my $200,000, which they did. But during that time when they were doing this clipping, I had asked a number of people, what about Medicare? And I came to find out that lawyers in New York courts, where I've had experience, as a matter of course, circumvent Medicare. Now, we all know that Medicare pays out for medical care when you're over a certain age. When Medicare pays out, they have an automatic statutory lien on any proceeds that you may recover in any medical malpractice claim. Unfortunately, the lawyers, at least in New York, are too busy and don't want to be bothered with trying to deal with Medicare because they have told me that it becomes too onerous a task. So what do? They get the plaintiffs in medical malpractice cases to sign off, and most plaintiffs don't know that Medicare has a statutory lien, saying that they know of no lien, and then these lawyers will conspire, and I don't use the word conspire loosely, with the defendants' insurance companies so that the defendants' insurance companies can close their books on cases, pay out to the plaintiffs' lawyers, so everybody gets their pound of flesh and Medicare gets a stuffing. Now that's pretty horrible, but it goes on and on and on. I watched it firsthand with the law firm of Marion Palovi and their partner John Hunt, Aronson Rappaport and their partner Phil Lerner, and many other law firms that are part of that crew, and it's a round robin. Same judge, same lawyers, and round it goes. The end result is millions of dollars today are being settled out in New York courts, and millions of dollars are being circumvented from Medicare, who's laid out money for these defendants, or for these plaintiffs, and the defendants get away with not paying at all, other than to themselves, to the lawyers, and to the plaintiff party. Now, I think today, in the horrific situation we're in regarding Medicare, somebody really should take a look at this. I sent a letter to the White House and Mr. Axelrod about this, and I'm still waiting for a response. I'm hopeful that with all of the talk of Medicare and Medicare problems, that someone will take the time and take a look at some of these cases in New York and take a look at the millions of dollars that are changing hands while Medicare is getting nothing. I think that the cases that are ongoing in New York are the tip of the iceberg of what probably goes on all around the country, because lawyers just do not want to be bothered with the bureaucracy of Medicare. And I've had lawyers tell me that they don't bother with Medicare because it just takes too long to dispose of the case. So they do so by circumventing. That's wrong. I hope that someone will look at this tape and take a look at what's going on in the New York court system, and possibly Medicare will get back millions of dollars that it should have gotten in the first place. Thank you.